forming the biggest part of the new motorcycle sales market. Naked bikes are literally where it's at. And in this video, we're putting two of the biggest contenders head to head. Now, KTM's 890 Duke R currently, in our opinion, wears the crown as the sharpest tool of the bunch. But are the promises made by Yamaha's all-new MT09sp enough to knock it off its podium? Well, stick around and we're going to find out. So obviously we're at an airfield and it would be almost sacrilege not to put these two bikes head to head in terms of acceleration. Both great bikes, Ollie, but who's your money on to come out on top?
Yeah, after looking at the spec sheet, both bikes are really similar. They're both similar horsepower, around the 115, 120 horsepower, both similar torque. KTM a bit lighter, so I think it would get away quicker, but the MT09 is really strong. It's got a strong engine. The overall package with the electronics is really strong. I think it's going to be a really tough one to judge, I think. What do you think?
Well, I think the first thing is just to go over again that these aren't toys, you know. These middleweight nakeds, I don't know whether they've come on, but my gosh, they are so fast, like sort of super bike, super naked sort of performance, in my opinion. There wouldn't be that much difference between them, I don't think.
Sure.
0 to 120,
Sounds
in-gear
good.
performance, and we'll meet you back here for the debrief.
Ideal.
Well, that was a huge amount of fun and probably one of the most interesting drag races that we've ever done on the Knox channel. Ollie, the results?
Neck and neck.
Neck and neck.
Literally neck and neck for both the drag and the in-gear stuff. You can't pinpoint which is the faster bike, basically, from what we were doing. You know, 0 to 120, in-gear, second, third, fourth, fifth, they were both there.
Yeah.
You know, it's
nothing to separate them.
There's nothing to separate them.
I definitely had the 890 pitch for the win in terms of my own head and the way that it feels and the snappiness, and obviously it had a steering damper. I was thinking, oh, it's going to be more stable. You get on that, wow, it's much more stable, this bike. It's equally as quick, and it's ridiculously easy to ride the MT09 fast because of the delivery, and therefore, you know, performance is identical, but which one you choose, that's sort of almost up to you really, if you know, and how you like your motorbike to feel. But both bikes are absolutely standout, incredible in terms of their performance, really impressive.
Sure.
So now we're going to take them, well, we're going to hang out here for a little bit longer actually while we've got this beautiful weather, and then we're going to take them out onto the most beautiful roads that we have here in the Lake District and see how these two bikes actually work out in the real world. It's really hard to verbalise just how good these two bikes are at having the type of fun that's really hard to come by on the latest machinery. The Duke's just at home doing any motorcycle related stunt, and the MT09's showpiece is its back wheel antics. Two very high performance bikes, but two totally different approaches and feelings, and the differences that we did discover were striking. The 890 Duke R embodies the ready to race motto clearer than any other KTM machine. Its out and out performance is an athletic masterpiece, unlike any naked bike I've ever ridden. Its 120 890cc parallel twin is barky, snappy, it's aggressively fueled, and it always feels super eager to spit you out of a corner and compress the straight in front of you, accompanied by an amazing soundtrack. Its suspension and handling package is out of this world. If there's a stock motorcycle that handles like the 890 Duke R, I am yet to ride it. The only thing I can liken it to is my own GSXR 750, which is fitted with aftermarket race suspension, only it's more plush. Eye up the corner in front of you and assess your maximum entry speed, and then add another 10 or 15 miles an hour. That's how to get the most out of the 890 Duke R. The harder you ride it, the deeper you find its reservoirs of ability. The WP suspension setup is taut, it's plush yet supportive, and provides a level of confidence and feedback that not only the MT09 but every bike in the marketplace wishes that it had. The MT09sp has excellent handling by any standards. It's light, it's predictable and planted with its premium Olin shock and KYB tuned forks. But attempting to keep with the 890 Duke R on our twisty Lake District B roads soon has it tying itself in knots and out of its comfort zone. On the other hand, the 890 felt like it was just getting started. The Duke combines this amazing handling with incredible agility, turning significantly tighter than the MT09, and this reveals itself in slow speed manoeuvres and in tight switchbacks. And then the brakes. Just wow, this is the benchmark of how modern bikes should incorporate ABS into a braking system. Brembo style Emma calipers and matching master cylinder with braided lines provide the hardware. But engage supermoto mode and you can not only brake as hard as you want, you can pull long rolling stoppies aided by a beautiful initial touch, feel and control, with the ABS actually only interfering if the front wheel is actually at risk of slipping. It's a class act. This all comes together to make a bike that is not only unbelievably capable in a performance sense, but it's one that is constantly egging you on to put it through its paces. The MT09 is totally different, starting with its ergonomics. The handlebars are 6 cm higher, seat 1 cm lower, and the foot pegs are also 3 cm lower than the Duke. These differences may not sound massive, but they translate to a much more relaxed riding position, and this plays into the MT's strengths. You sit on the KTM, but you sit in the Yamaha with its big tank cosseting your legs. If the KTM is a single-minded weapon, the MT09 is about as flexible as a rip-roaring naked bike could ever hope to be, and is literally all things to all people. It's no wonder that the CP3 triple motor is legendary and fitted in so many variants. In our opinion, it's one of, if not the most brilliant engine in motorcycling today. The way it behaves just boggles the mind. With flavours of V-twin grunt delivered with flavours of smooth and refined 4-cylinder, fueled to perfection and with the sound of a Moto 2 bike to match. I learned how to wheelie on an MT09 at the Extreme Wheelie School, and while on this test, the bike proved itself as the ultimate tool for that job, lofting the front wheel from first all the way up the box through to fifth, but simply describing the MT09 as a wheelie machine seriously underplays its talents. Unlike the 890 Duke, it's as happy on the back wheel as it is pootling through town, just as it would be on the commute or anywhere else for that matter. New for 2021, the MT09 has a market-leading R1 derived electronics package. They're super simple to use, allowing the rider to float unaware on a cloud of sophisticated electronics, greatly enhancing your safety and riding experience. Snap the throttle in first or second gear without lift control on, and the MT09 will put you on your backside quicker than you can say coccyx. But select lift 2 or 3 and the electronics will control the front wheel in such a stable and controlled manner you'd think you were riding a bike with a 6-foot long swinging arm. This contrasts with the 890's wheelie control, which cuts the power in a comparatively abrupt manner. The Yamaha slide control is also great. It allows burnouts but interferes with slides seamlessly. It's a market-leading package. But while the MT09's electronics package leads the game, the stock braking setup lags far behind the Duke's. Apply the brakes hard and the ABS interferes in such a way that it feels like you're propelling towards the hazard rather than stopping. The ABS integration is way too eager, and any aggressive riding or track day work would not only sap your confidence, but your enjoyment too. Luckily, we discovered an ABS disable hack, and when the ABS was actually disabled, we found the braking hardware to actually be very good, and it totally transformed the braking feel, the power, and the stopping ability, even allowing a few half-decent stoppies. Aesthetically, both bikes look the business in our opinion. The Duke is razor sharp, its looks matching its scalpel-like performance. The MT09 is bold and it's powerful. It matches the Yamaha's Dark Side of Japan mantra. But what started as an idea to find out which was the best naked bike in this uber competitive part of the market actually uncovered that these two bikes are very different proposition. They play tit for tat with each other, both triumphing in different areas. The Duke with its out and out performance, handling and braking, the MT09 with its beautiful engine, electronics and all-round flexibility, making any outcome that we could reach just changeable depending on the situation and rider preference. Both of these bikes are incredibly capable in their own right, and they're both really worthy of a place in your garage. They're a testament to just how good the naked bike sector has become and how lucky we are to be alive in 2021.
Are gone, and deep down I still miss you. That's why I wrote this song. I gave you my word, I would be strong, but now I'm caving in under pressure.
So we have had a highly entertaining couple of days on what are the market leaders in our opinion in terms of middleweight naked bikes. Yesterday on the airfield, today on the beautiful Lake District roads. I mean, if you're after like motorcycle fun and you want to ride bikes because you want to be entertained,
Look no further.
look no further basically.
Yeah.
I mean, Ollie on this MT09 yesterday, I think That's the longest wheel I've ever seen in my life, and I think I did the longest rolling stoppie I've ever done on the 890 Duke. You know, they're just absolutely stand out. But if we started this versus test thinking that we were going to get a definitive answer for which one is best, I'm not sure we've quite got there, have we?
No, I think we came in thinking, you know, which is the best bike overall, but it's not as simple as that. It can change depending on who you ask and how they're riding and stuff, and they're both amazing in their own sort of ways. You know, it's a difficult one because, you know, people, depending on what riding you're doing, you may prefer the MT09 or you may prefer the 890, you know, so I don't know, what do you think?
You know, the 890 Duke R for me still is the sharpest tool in that middleweight naked market. It feels athletic. It personifies ready to race KTM. It feels incredible. Snappy. It urges you. It's ready to go. The suspension package on it it's one of the best in the industry. Yeah. I can't think of a suspension package that betters it, and the confidence that gives you railing it into corners and stuff. It's phenomenal for road work. What I wouldn't give to take this on track, I don't know yet, but it's fantastic. But it's quite focused in that regard. I think the MT09 is quite a different bike. It's incredibly high performance. Again, like we saw at the airfield yesterday, equally as fast. A demon on the back wheel, but it just delivers it in possibly a more flexible manner. You know, you could get on this and ride it really comfortably, really confidently, no matter what age, you know, level of rider you're at. It's a very confidence-inspiring motor.
I think no matter what sort of your ability is with the MT09, you can jump on it and ride it straight away. Everything's where it should be. Everything's comfortable. Your controls are easy to find. The dash is easy to sort of use, and the overall package just feels right. You know,
it does.
You can just jump on it and go. On the other hand, the 890, like you said, it's really sharp. It's agile. It's flickable. And it's sort of like, it just wants you to go, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really, really impressed with both bikes. Yes. Loads of smiles, lots of fun factor, and I don't know if I could think of a better bike. You know, two bikes to ride on these kind of roads as well. So
no. And just I will say, you know, if the 890 Duke R suspension package is the best, that motor, if that's not the best motor in the industry, and electronics package, phenomenal, really, really top spec stuff. And I genuinely think if you were to look at either of these machines, my gosh, you are going to have the biggest grin on your face, because that's what well, we sure have, and that's what they've been built for, and ultimately that's what they deliver. So verdict's out for us, but they both have their own ways of getting there. I suppose that's the best way of explaining it. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys as well. So look, really, really hope you've enjoyed this piece. We've had a phenomenal time putting it together for you. Please like, please comment, please check out the Knox range, and we shall see you next time.